All right, let's take a look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies for today. So Bitcoin is down from like 97K yesterday. I think it's down on everything but the year right now. So it's down on the 30-day, it's down on the 7-day, it's down on 24 hours, and it's down on the last hour. So it's down across the board except for on the 1 year, obviously, because it's up like, geez, like 60K on the year. Ethereum also down on everything except for 24-hour, I believe. Tether, XRP is down across the board. BNB. What was the news on Binance? There was some sort of news, something to do with CZ, and I think that's why it pumped in the past 24 hours, but even it's down now. Solana still down below $200 a coin. Dogecoin at 31 cents right now. And Cardano under a dollar again, sitting at 88 cents currently. Something that was really interesting to me that I wanted to share with you guys was this Bubble Maps. Bubble Maps just posted this a few minutes ago, actually, and it says, "Ever seen pudgy penguins at launch in 2021? The group of OGs owned 1,000 NFT when the price was under $100. Today, that'd be worth over $60 million." So this is a great lesson in holding, buying and holding. If you have conviction in something, keep that fire, keep that conviction, because those people that, what would that have been? 100 grand? So those people that held or that bought all of those NFTs, if they had held 1,000 of these Pudgy Penguin NFTs, that would have been a price of 100 grand at that time, and today it'd be worth $60 million. Sam Bankman-Fried used over $100 million in stolen customer funds to donate to political campaigns. So he was basically taking people's money that they deposited onto the FTX crypto exchange, and he was using it willy-nilly, like however he wanted. He would send money to Alameda Research and basically uh, try and hedge some of his losses. Like he would try and get it all back. Like it was like a degenerate gambler mentality. He lost a ton of money by depositing money from depositors on FTX to Alameda Research. He basically gave them a bunch of money to play around with. They lost it all, so he kept having to throw money at it. Not only did he do that, he also donated $100 million worth of people's money to political campaigns. He was the second largest Democratic donor to Biden, other than George Soros, I believe. And so now on Kalshi, the prediction market, there is a prediction of whether or not Sam Bankman Fried is going to get pardoned by Joe Biden. And Elon Musk even weighed in on this. He said, "I'll be shocked if this doesn't happen." Kind of hilarious, but yeah, if you're if you're one way or the other, definitely go and check that prediction out on Kalshi and weigh in on it. Next up, we've got Cointelegraph article, Nokia files patent for digital asset encryption device and program. A Nokia patent application shows that the company may be moving into digital asset encryption. Well, that's funny because that's literally what cryptocurrencies are. It's an encrypted currency. Finnish telecom company Nokia filed for a patent on a device, method, and computer program that can encrypt digital assets. Well, we kind of already have this. Like, if you own a hardware wallet, that hardware wallet is encrypted itself, and you're using an application to store that money on your hardware wallet. Like for instance, Ledger Live, right? That's the software and hardware pieces of storing your crypto in an encrypted wallet. So these things already exist, but it looks like Nokia is trying to break into that game. So maybe we'll see a hardware wallet coming from Nokia with this one. Market crash ahead. Mt. Gox moves $49.3 million in Bitcoin. Look, Arkham has been keeping a close track on this for a while now. They've been showing off each time the Mt. Gox Bitcoin moves. But the thing to keep in mind here, guys, is that this size, whoops, this size is not size, right? 49.3, why? Why does it keep doing that? Keeps clicking on X. This size is not size, guys. $49.3 million is a drop in the bucket on a $2 trillion market cap. So I think that this article right here is just sowing FUD for no reason. Like, if you look at the inflows and outflows of Bitcoin ETFs right now, I mean, they're doing 4 to 6 times this amount in a single day. In a single day, guys. So I'm not worried about it, but it is something to keep track of. I think it's always a good idea to see where money is moving, especially when it's large amounts like this. But this large amount, I don't think it's anything to worry about at this point. Next up, we've got Rumble. Rumble is a video platform similar to YouTube that just gained $775 million from the Tether Foundation. So they just invested $775 million into the platform to basically add financial incentives like crypto on the platform itself. In fact, here is the founder of Rumble, and he said, imagine you can easily tip your favorite creators with Bitcoin or USDT directly on Rumble. So we're talking about crypto financial incentives for creators here. This is massive, massive news for them. Anybody that knows anything about YouTube or about the Google search engine knows that they have a pretty big monopoly on the game right now, as far as content creation goes, or like just marketing your company through Google. It's the number one way to do so. Number one search engine in the world is Google. Number two is YouTube. So they've got a monopoly on how people search for things. Well, Rumble is trying to come in and take some of that market share. And by getting a $775 million investment from Tether, this kind of allows them to start going at that market share. So pretty good stuff there. All right, so MicroStrategy buys $561 million more of Bitcoin. Michael Saylor announced that today, this morning. So again, going back to Mt. Gox and this $49.3 million that moved, one, you have to keep in mind that not everybody that gets that payout from Mt. Gox is going to sell that Bitcoin. I am technically, I should be a creditor of this because I lost money on Mt. Gox, but I didn't file in time, and so I'll never see that money again. But the people that did and are going to get that Bitcoin, not all of them are going to sell it. I mean, these are OGs in the crypto space, right? This was 2014 that this happened. So do you really think that all of those people that were in Bitcoin back then aren't still in it today? and might want to hold on to that Bitcoin. So I just genuinely don't feel like this is something to be worried about, especially when we've got headlines like this. MicroStrategy buys $561 million more of Bitcoin. I mean, the guy, what we talked about here, this goes back to this conversation that we just had a little while ago. Believe in your convictions, have conviction. If you buy something, believe in it and hold on to it. And that's exactly what Michael Saylor is doing. Like he's got conviction and he just continues to buy more and more Bitcoin. And so looking at that MicroStrategy, guess what? MicroStrategy debuts on NASDAQ-100, boosting Bitcoin exposure and ETF inflows. So MicroStrategy debuted on the NASDAQ-100, and a lot of people are associating the stock itself with being the closest thing to being able to purchase Bitcoin on this exchange, this index. And they're not wrong. I think that this is pretty much the closest thing. Now, what I will say is that it's probably better to just buy Bitcoin and hold it than to buy MicroStrategy. But there are a lot of older investors that don't want to touch cryptocurrency. And they feel like this might be the easiest way for them to get skin in the game without actually having to purchase it. Next up, we've got Uniswap, and they have been making a ton of announcements about its Unichain that they plan to launch in 2025. TLDR, Uniswap is set to launch Unichain, a DeFi-focused Layer 2 solution built on the Optimism stack, with the mainnet expected to debut in early 2025, enhancing scalability and efficiency in DeFi. Unichain has been rigorously tested on Ethereum's Sepolia testnet, processing over 50 million test transactions and deploying more than 4 million smart contracts. Key features include permissionless fault proofs, flash blocks for near instantaneous transactions, and the Unichain validation network with integration into Optimism's superchain ecosystem. So, pretty awesome stuff coming from this. Now, I will say that it makes me a little nervous to have all of these L2s that are building on top of Ethereum, because at what point do we say enough is enough, right? Because they're taking away what I perceive as market share from the Ethereum mainnet itself. Now, obviously, all of these transactions end up getting approved on the Ethereum mainnet, right? But another thing with this is bridging. Like, you have to go through a bridge to get to these L2s, which creates another potential security flaw. And so, I don't know. I love what these guys have built at Uniswap. It'll be interesting to see what happens now that they're launching their own L2. Is this going to promote more players to build their own layer 2s? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. This article on thestreet.com I thought was super fascinating. I wanted to share it with you guys. It was posted 5 hours ago, and it basically is saying that he has amassed nearly $84 million in profit from the past 2 years since he launched his first Trump NFTs at $99 a piece. So at that time, he had made about $4.5 million off of the sale of these NFTs. Well, he has launched a couple more since then, a couple more collections. And since then, the crypto that he's held, which I don't think he's sold any, and the crypto that he's held has amassed $84 million, which I thought was pretty interesting and I wanted to share with you guys. Next up on crypto economy, we've got Hyperliquid. experiences unprecedented USDC withdrawal following hacker rumors. Now, since this has been posted and since a few other people have posted on X, the rumors have been quashed. I believe that they came out with a public statement saying that there was no hack, that North Korea did not, in fact, hack them. But let's just read the TLDR here. Hyperliquid faces a critical situation after recording a $60 million outflow in USDC, sparking speculation about possible attacks by North Korean hackers. Analysts point out that addresses linked to North Korea might be testing vulnerabilities, incurring losses exceeding $700,000 on the platform. Despite the challenges, Hyperliquid remains a leader in the perpetual futures market, representing over 50% of total trading volume. There's been a lot of back and forth, too, with crypto Twitter influencers and builders this morning on this specific topic. Tavano is somebody who originally worked on my Ether wallet. I think she works for MetaMask now, and she was basically trying to say how they could go about making the network more secure, and a lot of people have been roasting her, calling her a nobody this morning, which I think is super fascinating because she is not a nobody. She is somebody that has been very important to this space and to Ethereum itself. So definitely something to keep an eye on with this article or this topic. Bybit's 17th proof of reserve show 8.55% drop in users' BTC assets. Now, if you scroll down and actually read this, though, you'll see that the Bitcoin reserves have dropped on Bybit, but the Ethereum has grown around roughly the same amount. So people might be divesting their Bitcoin and putting it into Ethereum now, which could mean a multitude of things. That could mean that if the bulls, if the whales that are bullish on altcoins are going into Ethereum, it might show that there is an alt season coming. Now, that could mean anything, right? So this could mean that people are just trying to get out of the market altogether. It could mean that Ethereum is what they're trying to trade specifically right now. For whatever reason, it might be more volatile for them and they see an opportunity there. But people have divested their Bitcoin on the platform. However, the Ethereum amounts have grown on Bybit. So something to take a look at there. Next up, crypto economy again. Avalon Labs raises $10 million to expand its Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem and USDA stablecoin. This is interesting here because a lot of people are building specific products to bring DeFi to Bitcoin itself. Right now, the main marketplace for decentralized finance is Ethereum, but a lot of Bitcoin OGs and a lot of Bitcoin holders want to see decentralized finance on Bitcoin. And so Avalon Labs has raised $10 million in order to do that. So it'll be interesting here to see if people actually want to participate in that type of ecosystem. I don't think that a lot of the Bitcoin OGs are going to want to participate, but we'll see. You never really know what they're going to do with their money. I think a lot of them have their Bitcoin stored in cold storage and just want to keep it there for security purposes. There's been so many hacks over the years that it could prove that people don't want to touch this with their Bitcoin, their precious Bitcoin. So we'll have to wait and see with that. Next up, Pavel Durov turns Telegram profitable for the first time in history. If you scroll down and read this article on Cryptopolitan, it talks about how much money he's actually made over the past year. He's made over $1 billion in revenue on the platform itself and has $500 million in cash reserves. So, a platform that's never been profitable in 1 year has made a profit of $1 billion, which is pretty fascinating. And this is somebody that is a huge crypto advocate. So that's why I pulled this up and wanted to share with you guys, because I thought it was relevant to the conversation today. But that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. Those are the articles that I wanted to share and expand on. I think that we're still in for a lot of volatility over the coming weeks. I don't think, and again, this is not financial advice, guys, but I don't think that we're at a point where we can honestly say that that all-time high that we hit of $108,000 is going to be the all-time high for this cycle. I think that we're definitely going to see some higher highs here, but again, not financial advice. That's just my own 2 cents looking at previous market cycles and how things played out with them, considering the fact that we didn't have nearly as much of the capital that we have inflowing from traditional investors, from traditional finance. So, with all of that being said, I want to wish you guys a great and Merry Christmas. And if I don't do another one of these before then, I want to wish you all a Happy New Year. But I'd like to do these a lot more often and just kind of talk about what's happening in crypto news, guys. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit the like on this recorded live stream on Twitter, and leave a comment with anything that was of interest to you in today's live stream. That's going to be it for this one, though, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Capital Recon out.